Now that says that I'm okay. As long as I don't get that message anymore, I just had to go out and then come back in with the same name. So you know that's how that works. But I lost all my audience because I had to go out and come back in, and I don't know what happened. It's almost like it was just an accident or something went wrong. But I was telling people on the other end before we were cut off, and that is that the key thing you're going to do this year is to be very, very gentle and kind to your soil. You're going to turn it only if you have to, but you want to do as little digging as possible in your soil. You got to keep in mind that your soil is made up of layers, and you don't want to. The key thing is you don't want to disturb your soil. So you want to be gentle and kind and respectful to your soil. That's how I feel about it. The the main tool I use in my garden is I use a hoe that I think they call it a back and forward hoe. It's made to kind of strip roots off the surface. Some of you know about it. You've used it before. Um, I use that, but to loosen my soil, I have what they call a fork, and I'll drop that down in the soil with one hand in certain areas of my yard, and I'll drop it down in there 8 inches deep, and I will just rock it back and forward, bring it towards me again about 2, 3 inches, rock it back and forward, and all I'm trying to do is loosen the soil up a little bit, let some air into the soil, because we get a lot of nitrogen from the air around us. Air is made up of a certain percentage of nitrogen. So I think that if we just loosen the soil up, we'll get plenty of air into the soil because that's a very important part of a gardening. Oh, good to have you back. Good to have you back. I am back. Yes. Um, and so just loosening your soil up is I drop my fork in, rock it, drop it back, drop it towards me another 2 to 3 inches, rock it back and forward, and keep continuing that until I do the whole row. I've been doing that for years, and it has saved my soil from damage because I years ago I used to till, and I don't till anymore. I don't knock people who do till, but I just think that if you if you take a piece of your property and and actually just loosen the soil up with a fork, and then you go ahead and till one side of it, and then you look at the difference there. And that's all I want to say is just look at the difference. You add a lot of fertilizers to your soil if you do the right thing to your soil. Everything you do to your soil. Now, let's say for instance, I have boxes of of eggs that have been eaten, and what I usually do, excuse me, what I usually do is I'll take the eggs out and put them right underneath I'll be the eggshells and the carton while they in the carton and everything, and I'll just put them right underneath the compost pile and just leave it there because it's compost piles are sitting there for years, and I just don't use it. I just leave it there, and it's completely broken down. But excuse me, when I got into chop and drop, I mean, I was set. I had everything right there, and I couldn't believe that all these years back in the past, I used to do a thing with tilling and bringing in all these other materials. But then when I started chopping and dropping, I had everything all along. Um, the trees that surround my property, I hack off a branch every once in a while, and I cut it up into pieces and put it around my fruit trees, and I use them to create borders around certain garden areas. nitrogen. Absolutely, absolutely. And all the materials that I look at that I used to say I got to go to the box store and buy. I have to buy some of this and that, and then I found out that the weeds that I cut back make some of the best fertilizer in the world. Uh, the grass, best fertilizer. So I stopped running out buying stuff and just use what was there. The weeds are the reason. Let's see. Yes, my friend. Yep, yep. I mean, the thing about it is there. Now, the biology of the soil lives and dies right there. Nutrients, everything right there. The rain, and and one of the biggest things I've done is was the rain. I started using that instead of giving the city here money for water my garden and putting water in my garden that would actually decrease the amount of biology in my soil. I started just using rain. For people who have streams next to their property or they have rain barrel systems, they can do wonderful things with that. Absolutely. Yep. Uh, yes, yes, it did log out. I'll be sure. Now another thing that really, yeah, right. You hit it right on the head right there. You hit it right on the head. Everything that I've been saying for years, over and over and over again, I talk about cutting costs. There's no me to do a garden to pay large amounts of money for water, large amounts of money for fertilizers, large amount of money for these big expensive big power tools and all that. And you go out in the yard and tear up your ground it's just it and there's so much information out there. There's so much information out there about gardening that is just completely wrong. It's completely all over the place. It is done that way basically keep you spending money. And I can speak on that because I was one of those people one time where I constantly bought things to get a bigger crop. And I would get that book, it would be that catalog. And I would see these perfect tomatoes and perfect grapes and those big, huge sweet potatoes they would hold up to the camera and look like they weigh 7 pounds a piece. And, you know, the only thing uh, that I got out of that was that why is it always getting you back to the box store? We have a morning show that comes on Sundays here in Maryland, and it talks about gardening. But they always find some way to tell you here's the product you'll need. Here's the product you'll need to get rid of your it's called snails and slugs that are eating your plants. Here's the product you'll need. I've been doing this 30 years. Well, see, I'm thinking if you've been doing this 30 years, there's a good chance you heard that there are a lot of free things out there used to get rid of slugs, such as things like wood ash. You know, that you burn in the fireplace or burn in your pellet stove that will get rid of those kind of critters. Um, but they won't tell you that. I was surprised years ago to find that there were so many things that you could treat bugs with that eat your plants. And keep in mind, bugs mainly eat plants that are under serious distress. Those are the ones they go after. They are nature's cleanup crew. And when you're growing plants and using the bugs find those plants. And you can spray them all you want. And like most people say, I don't want any plant that a bug won't take, okay? Because they know, bugs know when you have chemicals on there that are not good. Absolutely, that's how you do it. Absolutely, absolutely. It's a beautiful thing when I see people on there conversing and they're helping each other and working together. That just feels good. Um, I mean, really, because you can do so much if you take your time and just gather that knowledge up. You can you can get so much information from each other. One gentleman might be an expert in growing potatoes, another one might be an expert in growing tomatoes, and other and each gardener becomes stronger, smarter, more efficient. The information is there, but we keep getting these mixed messages that tell us that we need to buy stuff. The people that work, they basically worked in the warehouse where they brought the items out and they handled the register. I mean, I used to go and hang in the garden department, and I would be giving information to the customers that come in. And one day the manager saw me, and he said, "Do you work for one of our vendors?" I said, "No, sir." He said, "Well, you know a lot about what you're talking about. Would you be interested in working here?" And I said, "If you're going to ask me to sell these products, I can't do it. I cannot tell people this is the only way you can grow something. I just can't do it." I've had people come to me in reference to me selling products on my channel. Synthetic, it was like some kind of synthetic liquid that he made, and he wanted me to help him sell it. And I said, "Sir, I can't do that." I said, number one, it's not all natural, and number two, it's very expensive. And so we parted our own way. I said, I respect what you're trying to do, but I can't put my channel out there like that. These are chemicals. Um, Chemicals have a tendency to not only destroy the plant, but it destroys your ground that you're using that those chemicals in, and you don't want to do that. You have to baby your ground. Your ground is the most important thing that you can care for and that you can respect and not disturb it too much. You don't want to do that. The main thing is to make your garden soil better every single year. Make that soil better, and that's so easy to do. I mean, absolutely easy to do. And most gardeners, and I was once one of those people, they would never admit when they were having a problem with their soil because it's embarrassing if you don't something you don't know is the reason why your plants aren't growing or you're not growing. You're growing little tiny onions and you're growing small tomatoes and you're thinking, every year I'm just tired of this. Absolutely. And you want to ask for help and you pick up a book and you figure, okay, here's the answer. Man or this woman with this 1,000-pound pumpkin, and something might read, "Make your soil super." Book is $26. So you get the book and you take it home and you go, "What? This is the same information that was in all the other books." And I just paid $26 for this book. And he's just telling you to add 15, 15, 15 to the soil and till your soil up. Start your plants earlier, things like that. Um, you could grow some of the biggest vegetables by using natural means. You don't need to use man-made means to do that. But some of the taking you to synthetic means to create a beautiful garden. They'll say till this, and they'll say use this chemical and use this chemical to keep the bugs off. So it means they take you back to the store again. I don't like that because yeah, coffee grounds is great, absolutely great, absolutely great. Coffee grounds are great. Um, I try, and I'm gonna tell you this. Gotta tell you, food forest permaculture. I gotta tell you this. I've tried a number of times to go to the coffee shop and get coffee grounds, and each time I was told, no, we don't have them, or um, could you could you come back and And I said, wait a minute, you've been cooking coffee all day. It's 4 o'clock now. You mean to tell me out of all you don't have any bags of coffee grounds? What is going on? Argue with the person about it. It's just they the ones I go to, they don't want to mess with you. They say, look, sir, we'll. Um, I said, what's a good day for you to come in and get them? Check back Saturday. Come back Saturday. That person that you spoke with, the manager, is not there, and it's a young lady, 18 years old, 21 years old, and she tells you that she don't have any coffee grounds. So I'm thinking, okay, all right, Dunkin' with no coffee grounds. Starbucks, no coffee grounds. So I'm thinking either they are using that for something else, or they just don't want to be bothered. When you go to the fish market and you ask for fish hands to go in your ground, where I live, they don't have any problem giving them to you. They will definitely make sure you get them because they'll do it. You tip them a little something, you give them a tip, they'll do it. Okay, I heard about that. Absolutely, you absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. I could actually go further and contact their corporate office or customer service, excuse me, and make an issue of it. I could do that. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I appreciate that information. I'm gonna try it again, and I'll let you know how I made out. I'm gonna try it again because that is a resource that is a beautiful thing. You could load up a little small vehicle like mine, a little Jeep, and you could take that and put it on your blueberries, and you could save yourself some money and grow some of the best blueberries you ever wanted to eat. Absolutely. Is there anyone in this room right now that are not growing blueberries? One of the best tasting berries, in my opinion. Blueberries are just a beautiful thing. Oh my goodness. How do you, I mean, what do you have, a pickup truck? You say you got 12 to 15,000 pounds a year from Starbucks. Is that something that, uh, well, you pick them up on your own and you take them home to, okay, the question is, you go pick it up, you're using a pickup truck. You pick up the coffee grounds. I was in some years ago and lost track of what any of them are. I think I just put them in and I know that they're different varieties, um, but they've been in so long I just kind of lost track of them. But they do produce berries each year, and it's a great thing. Oh, okay, okay, okay. That's a good thing. You two work together, and she helps you out on that. That's good. Um, my thing is when when I go out, the materials that I sometimes bring home. When I brought most of my materials home was in just a Jeep. I would pick it up. But um, plants. Oh, I would love it when I would go find the sales on the plants right after the major rush, where everyone else is out there. Once the